Hi, this is Michelle Rumschlag, Naturalist, and welcome to Virtual Experiences with the Hancock Park District. Today I'm out at Litzenberg Memorial Woods, and we're going to talk about some of the spring wildflowers that are blooming here in the parks. This is probably one of the best parks to visit if you want to check out some of the spring wildflowers. We have a few that are blooming today, and so I wanted to highlight a few of those and show you what they would look like. So you can come out on your own and see them for yourselves. So the first flower that we found on the trail, and this is right after you walk through past the activity barn on the dike, and you kind of curve like you're going up toward the overlook deck on your right hand side. And so this is Bloodroot, and so you might want to come out and take a look at it within the next couple of days. The blooms don't last very long. It's a member of the poppy family, and it gets its name because of the juice that's in the stems and in the roots has a blood kind of red-orange color. Don't want to eat it in any of these plants. You might look up information on, and maybe pioneers used it or Native Americans ate it. I encourage you strongly not to do that. That would just be kind of for your information to learn those things. So the Native Americans would have used the juice and also the pioneers as a dye, and would have collected it that way. So we've got a nice little collection. The flowers will get a little bit bigger, and the leaves will unfold too. And so you see little plants like that. Don't get too much taller. They're kind of around close to the ground. But that is Bloodroot. And also while you're looking, you might find that other flowers have other common names. Have scientific names, which I'm not going to tell you about. I at least want to tell you what family they belonged in, but you should be able to find it if you research Bloodroot. Kind of down the hill into the wet area here, we have a plant that's called Skunk Cabbage. It's a member of the arum family, and what's neat about this is it's one of the first plants to really pop up kind of late winter, even before spring is happening. I know we see it when we're out here doing our maple sugaring program, which takes place in early March. And the heat of it actually growing and starting to open its leaves will melt the snow around it if there's snow on the ground. Like the name implies with skunk, it does have kind of a bad smell to it, but it's purposeful. It will attract flies to help pollinate. So you might think of things like the bloodroot or other flowers that are attracting bees and butterflies. Things that smell bad to us are good for that plant because it uses the fly to help pollinate. Small flowers, tiny, kind of indistinguishable flowers. You wouldn't see them at this point, but and they will get larger than this. They'll get real big and leafy. So that is a patch of skunk cabbage that we have here. We're going to walk down the trail a little bit and find a couple other plants. So hopefully you've been able to hit some of the trails that we've been talking about. The weather looks nice for the next couple of days, getting into the 50s and 60s. So taking advantage of coming out to the park since most people can't go other places. So in this patch right here, and as you're walking at Litzenberg, you might notice these mottled, kind of splotchy leaves that have brown spots on them. And these are trout lilies. Another name people refer to them are dog-tooth violets, but they are not a violet. They are in the lily family. And you'll see a bunch of them. So what they will do is they will shoot up one leaf at a time, and they'll be kind of mottled like this. And we were actually surprised to find a couple that are going to be able to bloom this year. So then what they will do is the plant will send up two leaves, and then you can see there's a blossom right here that will open. This one will be yellow. They also can be found in white. So for years to come, we should have lots of. You can see these lilies here. Another neat fact is with their seeds that they have, the ants will collect them, and they have a symbiotic relationship. So the ants, there's part of this tissue on their seed that's high in lipids for the ants. So the ants are getting that nutrient, and then the ants are carrying them off into where they're from. So it's helping the flower with seed dispersal. So taking the flower to another spot, maybe in this park, where there aren't any of the trout lilies. And then if they're putting it in their food stash, then it's being protected, and then the seed will be able to grow. So those are again, the trout lilies that we have there. And then another one a little bit down the path. Are these ones right here. And I think these ones are probably one of the most common wildflowers that we have here at Litzenberg. And these are called spring beauties. They used to be in the purslane family, if you're into plants, but they were recently moved. Now they're in what's called the miner's lettuce family. That was information new to me today that I found out. Small wildflower, and then you can see with this shot right here, they vary from white to pink. And then also the veining. Now this one, it has a real light vein to it, but if we come over to this one, you can see here it's a little bit darker, and it can look even darker yet. That real dark pink purple kind of look to it. So they do vary in color. Again, they can be really white, even to you know, a light purple, a light pink in color. It does kind of vary. Doesn't get much bigger than this. Again, just kind of hovers above the ground. These ones you should see for a few months. They're spring wildflowers for a reason. They're out before the leaf of the trees have had a chance to come out, kind of that cover with the upper stories of the forest. So we're getting a lot more light. We come back in June, it'll be pretty shady here in the woods. So they're taking advantage of that sunlight hitting the ground. This is the time when they're blooming. They're attracting bees and butterflies or flies to get pollinated. And this is when we get to see them now. So I invite you to come out to visit Litzenberg. A couple other flowers you can look for that are in other places on the trail. We have purple cress. We have some of the hepaticas that you can see. And so, again, it's a great day to come out. There's birds out. Maybe you've heard the chorus frogs singing in the background. Again, a great day to come out and visit the parks. Tune in on Monday for our Discover Stories at 1 o'clock, and we'll see you then.